Yeah, obviously that's not exactly where the whole story started, so we'll have to rewind a little bit. In reality, it was years ago, sitting on the school playground, regular seeing the C-130s fly overhead. I've always wanted to fly, just didn't know exactly how. I always thought that I might have some sort of microlight or some ultralight, and then a friend of mine introduced me to powered paragliding. I was immediately fascinated. I really thought I would just grab hold of the kite, I'd be able to wing, I'd be able to fly it, everything would be good. I'd flown some stunt kites and two-line kites and thought, hey, this would be a piece of cake. Obviously, it took me a little bit longer than what I thought it would. But eventually, I was able to keep the wing in the air. The training hills were when I realized this is really what I wanted to do. Although we didn't get any good footage here, I was able to get sometimes 20, 30 foot in the air when I'd catch enough of a breeze coming down the hill and glide down into the valley and land. It was incredibly thrilling. This brings us to where we started the video. I was preparing for motor fly, and I thought I was ready to motor fly, and my instructor said, actually, I want to see you go off of the mountain first, and then I'll know that all your fundamentals are good. I didn't know about that. Strangely enough, I really thought it'd be easier to motor fly than to mountain fly. But anyway, went off. It was an incredible feeling. Fly away from the mountain. I don't know why, but it just strikes me as really funny.
Altitude. You are, but not very fast. Just always keep that pasture within a glide. It's turbulent like that. You're just
unfortunately, I was kind of scared of turning real sharp. And so I told my instructor, I'm just going to make big circles around the field. When I get low, I'll bring them to land.
Just stay in that left big circle around that pasture.
So here you can see I'm getting really low. I thought I would be able to circle around that field. I was just losing so little altitude.
Okay, Jason, at this point, we want to make all of our turns really smooth. So left weight shift, no brake, just left weight shift. We're going to get you back around into that wind. Left weight shift, just keep holding it. Just keep holding that left weight shift. You're actually going to flare in the weight shift.
Yeah! Woo!
Congratulations, Jason. First mountain flight, buddy. Nice job.
Man, I was super pumped. It wasn't really nervous in the air, strangely enough. I was really nervous after I landed. That's when the nerves caught up with me.
First flight, first solo flight.
I'm more nervous now than I was when I was up there.
Just after that, I got a tandem flight with him, got to land the tandem flight, and then I got 2 solo flights going down the mountain. Then it was finally good enough weather for my first motor flight. And so here he is, kind of showing me some of the basics, getting me all prepared mentally, ready to go. Here we go, building the wall, looking good. There's just barely enough wind for a reverse launch, and so here I am getting ready to reverse launch. backing up, backing up. Just making sure the wing is good, ready to go. It may be time to turn, and then boom. You know, it felt like I was backing up super, super quick, and in reality, when you look at the video, I was just barely moving. And so I wasn't able to keep the wing up just because there wasn't enough wind, and I wasn't moving quick enough. So we set back up. Here's my second inflation. Back up just a little bit. Turn around. Start adding power. You see me stutter there for a moment, right there. And I was not prepared for how much thrust that little motor would produce. And it kind of pulled the seat in behind me and kind of pulled my landing gear in for a split second. But I kind of had to lean forward just a little bit, put my legs down and keep them down, keep moving. And finally, I was up in the air. It was incredible. We're taking off toward the Arkansas River. So after we get up, you can see this spirally, swirly water of death. And so trying not to go too close to that, just stay in big circles around the sod arm, getting ready to land. Now, first flight I wasn't up very long, probably maybe 10 minutes or so, 10 or 15 minutes. The sun was setting quick, so we didn't have just a lot of time. And unfortunately, the landing, no one was there to get it. So there's our photo after the first flight. Here's the second time out with my instructor. This was another day. I got in 5 flights, 5 or 6 flights. I'd have to check my flight log. 5 or 6 flights the second time out with my instructor, and just mainly focusing on launching and landing. And so most of my flights that day were just 4 or 5 minutes. Here's coming in for one of the landings. He's trying to help me do a spot landing. So he put out my wing bag out in the middle of the field and said, I want you to hit that. And so got reasonably close.
Well, we worked that out just right. Man, if I would have had you keep on straight, you would have landed yours. Oh, okay.
And finally, after release, now I'm going out and flying with my good friend Jeff O'Brien. So this is out at his farm, and typically we're always flying together. So you can see a little bit of footage here, me taking off. It's from his vantage point up above me as I'm taking off. It is a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I learned to solo right as we're going into winter. So right now it's late December, and here in Arkansas it's usually not too bad, but the last week or so we've been averaging temperatures 20s and 30s, wind chills in the teens, and for Arkansas, that's pretty cold. But I'm super excited about the new sport. Can't wait to see what I learn over the next year. Can't wait for the spring, some warmer weather. I'll be adding more video as I have more content. Probably be more of the same. Jeff O'Brien has the channel as well, and since we tend to fly together and he produces his videos first, probably going to see some of the same footage, and he'll probably get to it before I do. But for now, signing out.